Hi Trojans, thanks so much for tuning in. Maria Carter-Ewald here, your Community Relations and Rec Director. I am here with regarding the singing fund. Go ahead and leave them in the comments below and we'll address those at the end of the broadcast. So let's dive right in. You came prepared?
I did. It's construction season. It is. It started June 15th, the day after students left. There were shovels in the ground, so that's good.
Definitely. So tell me a little bit about the proposal that's coming up on August 7th.
Well, this is it's a ballot initiative called the Building and Site Sinking Fund, and it's a yes/no ballot. A yes vote is essentially a continuation of what we're doing right now through 2027.
Okay. And what exactly will it be addressing in terms of like the needs that?
Well, it's a little different than the last one in this respect. The language changed as a result of the laws. The laws now allow school districts to buy devices for security and technology, and that's totally different than last time. So right now, we can do infrastructure improvements, we can do repairs. I mean, we're in a high school that is essentially a construction zone right now. But now, if this passes, we can actually buy
Okay, fantastic. So how much will this cost the average taxpayer of Winter Lake?
Well, again, it depends on the size of the home, because these are this is a millage. It gets levied based on an assessed value of the home, but I would say a typical range would be $50 to $150 per year.
Okay. And is it going to be a tax increase for the taxpayers?
No, it's what we're doing right now. We currently have a sinking fund of $1 million. This simply kind of ends one a little short of where it was going to go and starts another one for 10 more years.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So like you said, it's a continuation of that 2016 three-year sinking fund. What has been accomplished so far, like thanks to the voters passing that 2016?
I'll try to go chronologically, but we kind of went outside and then worked inside a little bit. But so the first year we started on some site renovations to our baseball and softball fields. They weren't draining very well. We had predicaments where we'd get a little bit of rain and we could maybe host a baseball game, but our softball field was out of commission, and it really was. So we resurfaced it, repainted that, got some new equipment that use a lot of energy. We replaced those areas with LED lights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cost savings? And
huge cost savings, yeah. These gyms and pools and our Main Street area can cost hundreds of dollars a day. So converting over to LED lights saves us a lot of money in the long run. And and then of course we've just started a couple of new ones, but the playground, parking lot renovations have just begun, and then there's really just the sinking funds are unique, different from bonds in that you can fix things that break with them. You don't just have to go out and buy new stuff, and that's what bonds do. Bonds allow you to buy new stuff. Sinking funds allow you to address your current infrastructure needs with repairs if necessary. And so we've spent over $70,000 just repairing things. Those are really important costs because they would have come out of our general fund if we hadn't had that sinking fund. So all of that continues with this new proposal.
okay.
It's a very important component to keeping our facilities in good repair, but also protecting our instructional budgets.
Definitely. So we kind of talked in generalities of what the sinking fund, the upcoming vote will cover. Can you give us a little bit more specifics? I know it's the technology like you spoke of, kind of safety, security, maintenance, repairs, anything specific that comes to mind?
Well, than we used to, and the devices that we use change constantly. So, for instance, we went out a couple of years ago and we fundraised for Chromebooks. 3 years later, now we're rolling into another school year. 3 years now that the technology that we used then, it's actually starting to wear out. So, in a year or two, those devices are going to have to be replaced. And we can keep going back from kind of an instructional perspective. That's number one. And then the security changes that we're starting to make here, we really should do at all of our buildings. Changing the way the vestibules work, the way you come into the building, and kind of having another set of security layer built in. Really important. That's done in all new construction, and we don't need to build a new building. We just need to modify it. And so our elementary school would be something that we would target right away.
Okay. And on the technology side, there's some safety kind of issues looped in there too, like security cameras, entrance cameras, that kind of stuff that would be addressed as well.
Yep, we want, we really want our facilities to have the ability to do maybe some external screening. People really shouldn't come into the building and then we find out what they want. We'd like some way of kind of assessing what they want before they enter zones where there's children present. And so you have to do that architecturally, and you have to have the technology devices to go along with the architectural changes.
Okay. We have some viewers tuning in. Mary Ellen Langer says hi. Thanks for tuning in. And Rhiannon Price also. Thanks, guys, for joining us. So the last Sinking Fund 2016 was a 3-year. This one is going to be a 10-year. Why 10 years?
Well, the reason I recommended 10 to our board was because of the technology devices. You're really rolling in to the 2018-19 school year with technology demands that are almost immediate. You have we were able to upgrade our infrastructures, our wireless infrastructures, but we had to stop because the laws didn't allow us to change some of our servers. That's some of the first stuff we have to do. If you did that in 2018, at the end of this cycle, you really should be considering replacing that. So why I recommended it is I want the next group of people to take over Whitmore Lake Schools with an opportunity to have upgraded technology. I don't want them to have to search through instructional budgets to offset curriculum purchases to try to buy some of these things. And that's that's kind of why 10 years is important. It allows you to start a process, and then at the end of the process, it allows you to go through another upgrade. And then the community can decide if they want to further advance it. But in between starting and upgrading, you'll have whole-scale replacements. You'll just do 3 years, 3 years. Here's the
state for Whitmore Lake Public Schools.
Well, it feels so good because of where we were. We kind of hit a 0 point in the 13-14 school year, and then we've been building it back up again. So we consider ourselves a stable school district, which it's great. I mean, we don't have to worry about cutting mass programs just to make the district survive. We feel good about the position we're in, but the way school funding works in Michigan, if you're not adding kids to your community always, you're going to have to impact the general fund instructional budget. So having a sinking fund to offset that is really important. The two of them really should go hand in hand. A stable budget and a solid sinking fund to allow you to address facility needs. That's the way I believe it was supposed to be set up. I just want Whitmore Lake to take advantage of that and support it.
Okay. So we did have one community member submit a question prior to the broadcast, and it was in regards to the playground, asking for a little clarification, because we do reference the playground as something we're currently working on thanks to the 2016 sinking fund, but they also know that the community really rallied together and made Project Playground 50K for play to happen. So maybe could you speak to that a little bit in regards to where that 50K is going and then what the district is contributing?
First of all, that was awesome. Heidi Roy Borland was our last guest on Between Two Turns. Did a great job of organizing, and you did a great job too of promoting, and the community just supporting this. It's thank you if you contributed, because it really was another strong indicator of the commitment our district has, the people in our community has for support of our district.
For sure.
But the answer to the question is this. We dedicated over $70,000 to site development of the playground. So sinking funds, again, allow you to make major repairs and construction. The new laws allow for technology and security devices, and they allow for site development.
Okay.
So they don't allow for swings and slides, and I don't know why.
Dual spinners.
Right. Those are considered devices and not eligible for sinking funds. So what we did was we worked with the elementary school playground committee, and we kind of an investment in it, and we'll continue that. We just couldn't buy the toys, and the toys are the best part. So, no one thinks about what's underneath.
Yeah, not the rubber stuff you have to walk on.
Yeah. So the not so fun stuff is the stuff underneath, and that's all sinking fund, and it's but it has to be done because you can't build a great play structure on top of a mud puddle, and that's what our sinking fund is going to address.
Fantastic. And when do we anticipate that project will be complete?
There's two projects going over there right now. There's a new parking lot that's being done. That should be completed by the end of this month. And sidewalks and everything leading to the new playground are going to be finished totally completed for kids to use about the 3rd or 4th week of August. You'll start about mid-August. It'll look done, but we have to let things sit a little bit, I think, to settle. So, this is all going to be done before school starts. So,
fantastic. All right. It doesn't look like we have any additional viewer questions coming in. Is there anything else you'd like to add that we haven't really chatted about?
Well, I would just encourage people to really, if they want more information, we put a lot on our website. We're planning on giving more information, but I mean, really, if people want more, they can certainly reach out to me. I love talking about it, and I don't have any issue with it. And I think we'll probably do another one of these before we start. But don't wait if you have questions. We'll take care of your answers as soon as we can.
Definitely, yeah. So right on the website, if you go to WLPS.net, in the events info section, there's a sinking fund link to the website that has all the info. There's a FAQ sheet on there. I would mention that if you are new to Whitmore Lake area and haven't registered to vote, or if you're like a newly eligible voter, that deadline is July 9th, and then we know August is a really popular time to take vacation. So if you plan to be out of the area, we highly recommend absentee ballots. They're available starting June 25th, I believe. And we have links to all the information on that sinking fund site as well. So, so we'll be back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Always feel free to reach out. We'll answer any additional questions you might have, and we plan to be back. I think it's, August 1st. 6:30, right back here for another live Q&A. So, yeah, thanks so much.
All right, you bet. Thank you.
You guys have a good evening.